I'm looking and always on the hunt for the things that are going to help my clients get better faster, help me with the current situations that I'm dealing with. I've been in business and been a doctor for 20 years, and I'm really not in this for the money. I'm in it for the thrill of watching the Lord heal people, and I love what I do. My passion is children, and seeing families restored. All these things that we're dealing with right now neurologically in our society, it's created quite a situation for us. And when I started watching what you had on your video, I was just amazed, kind of sucked right in there, because I know about as much quantum physics as getting through the first page of the book and then calling for my husband, honey, could you come and interpret this for me? So clearly you're a very brilliant man, and the fact that you have a history in Texas Instruments and what you've done over the last 10 years and the studies and things that you've written. I haven't even had a chance to read all the studies on your website, but I intend to start picking away at them. But in the meantime, I was pretty stunned at what it did for me personally. I always test the product lines before I bring them into the clinic and encourage other people to use them. And I was just stunned by some of the changes that happened for me. And so, of course, I wanted to dig in a little deeper, and I should have been able to do my homework before this call and read a couple of your articles, because I apologize if any of my questions are going to be overlapping. You've already written all kinds of documentation on them. But I'm really seeing that, what I was using and recommending for people to block EMF, one of the things I was finding most helpful over the course of the last couple of years was the shungite rock. And I don't know if you're familiar with that. I assume so. And I've had people come and ask me, hey, can you test this sticker? And can you tell me if this is working on my phone and this and that? And I use kinesiology as one of my tools, but not my only tool. And it's kind of a tool down the list. I have technology in my clinic that allows me to see 3D, what's going on before and after a body is cooled down. So looking through an Oriental medicine lens, and to be able to see what's happening in color real time, that's at the basically roots of what's going on in the body.
Yeah.
But you don't see that until you ask the body to cool down, right? Or have a non-invasive stressor. So once we do that, we have that technology, and that's what's transformed so many journeys for people that have come to me for care. And I'm always interested in things that are going to help not only expedite their healing, but also something that they can, they can grab onto, and the compliance will be at a high percentage. When you ask people to drink the herbs and do this or that, and they don't like, you get a little bit of a sketchy compliance. But, something that is as simple as putting it on the skin makes total sense to me. So I, of course, not only ordered the wristband, but I ordered the phone EMF and the strips for the computers. And then I wanted to test some of the patches. So my second order, I did that, because for me, it's like I want personal experience, because then it can also give me a better, more accurate muscle check as well for people when they hold things. But I was fascinated with how much deeper I slept, and how much clearer my brain was, and how much of a difference there was between me wearing the shungite versus wearing the wristband. So I found that very curious, because I was like, well, there's got to be something to this. And it almost felt to me like, and I know this is probably not accurate, but you can correct me, it almost felt like it was taking all the frequencies around me and within me and turning them to positive.
Wow. Let me comment about that. Shungite and orgonite and tourmaline are beautiful frequencies, right? They're crystals in nature.
Yep.
They're very good.
Sure.
And if I could, and shungite, those crystals have really been shown to prove healing due to damage from EMFs. Okay.
Yep.
You can wear them. You can get them very designer-like in leather, and the shungite crystal is there. But imagine, as you just said, imagine a way to put 350 frequencies into your body in the same surface area, okay, that you would get out of a shungite stone or a shungite crystal. Okay.
Yep.
Tourmaline, and shungite and orgonite and magnesium and sodium and calcium and registrice and turmeric. Our wristbands, okay, when they're in the chamber getting programmed, okay, get bombarded with 350 different frequencies, all natural, every essential oil that I can find that's pure enough, right? All the vitamins, all the minerals, colloidal water. I've taken everything that I can get that is shown to be an impact to wellness, okay? And I use that to formulate. So if your body is weak in magnesium, and I bet much of your testing shows that most humans that are alive today and eat today's food doesn't have enough magnesium. Well, I signal the body the presence of magnesium. You got to make sure it's bioavailable. So your supplementation or your diet is important.
Sure.
But I turn the body on that it exists and it's in the body to do something with it. So that's why you're getting that reaction is, wait a minute, I'm getting energies of the world. I use 444, 442. I take the Schumann resonance and I've taken all these natural frequencies and bombarded this and embedded it. So it's about 350. Now, one thing cool about this, on the body, these are great meridians for the liver, the kidneys, the pericardium, and the heart, right? In this region of the arm. So whether it slides up or not, it don't matter, because it's going to be on your arm for about 16 hours a day. We're going to provide plenty of signaling up and down your arm. Okay. And I think that's really, really important to understand that the exact placement doesn't matter. But there's when you wear shungite, it's one frequency typically. Okay. You can get them with copper and some other things added to them. But what I very careful of, and this is really important, I spent the first part of my learning about energy medicine about the technology. How do I get a frequency? How do I amplify it and permanently change this, okay, to something that can transmit to the body? Now, in the last 10 years, I have studied just the biology. What does turmeric do to the body? Okay. And why should we have it or not? Okay. Why would it be localized, or why would it be spread out through the whole body? What could I do with it? Same thing with the sleep product. Generally, sleep, and if I study traditional Chinese medicine, is going to tell me that they would really be a part of the gallbladder meridian that runs behind the ear, all the way down the side, all the way down to your foot. And this would be getting rid of energy, because what happens in the Western culture, especially, is that the brain and the spine communicate through the vasovagal nerve, right? That's the fight or flight, folks. If you don't know what that is, that's where the brain tells your spine, ramp up your blood pressure, ramp up your heart rate, get ready. The bone marrow dumps red blood cells. The whole body is getting ready to get into a fight. That's what that nerve does. Well, if that nerve's messed up and it's not connected, what happens? So you're trying to sleep. The brain's producing, your endocrine system's going crazy. It's getting hormones to get the body to do something. And your spine's going, I'm just responding to chemicals. I don't have a communication. So your anxiety doesn't get managed. Your depression, all the things where the brain and the spine got to communicate doesn't happen. So a Chinese acupuncturist would have diagnosed that. He'd sense a hot area here. Okay. And he'd put needles in, rotate them. For a man, he'd rotate them clockwise, and it would drain the energy out of that nerve and would bring people back to balance, homeostasis, right? That balance where the body needs to be. Well, I'm like, well, why would I have to do it with a needle? Why can't I do it with just frequencies that would do the same impact? So I did that with our sleep product that goes right here on your neck, and it signals the vasovagal nerve. So back to the wristband, I took this. It's simply silicone rubber, the white part, and the blue part is silicone rubber. And then there's on the back, there's a hologram. Okay. That silicone rubber has crunched up, pulverized shungite, orgonite, and tourmaline. So I give you the frequency, I give you the actual crystal in here.